Hi, I'm Tate Shafori. Welcome to this channel. Subscribe and join this youngest family. So far, we have had 2 rules of indices. If you haven't viewed them, check out the links in the description below. What will happen in today's lesson is that I'll write down the numbers, explain them while you are observing. And after the explanation and observation have been done, you will have to pause the video and write down the rule based on your observation. Okay, let's get started. If you do not want to write 5 to power a negative index and you want to write it 5 to power a positive index, what you must do for the answer to be the same, you must write 1 over 5 to power positive 2. The answer is going to be the same. This one is 5 to power negative 2, while this one is 1 over 5 to power positive 2. The answer is the same. We will prove that one on a calculator. Same applies to 10 to power negative 7 is equal to 1 over 10 to power positive 7. Same applies to 3 to power negative 10. It can be written as 1 over 3 to power positive 10. Okay, let us prove. 5 to power negative 2, the answer is 0.04. What about 1 divided by 5 to power positive 2? The answer is the same, 0.04. What about 10 to power negative 7? 10 to power negative 7, the answer is 0.000001. What about 1 divided by 10 to power positive 7? The answer is the same, 0.000001. 3 to power negative 10 is equal to 0.000016935. What about 1 divided by 3 to power positive 10? The answer is the same. Now, pause the video and come up with the rule. You are free to use any alphabetical letter or symbol. You can write B to power negative C is equal to 1 over B to power positive C. Or you can write M to power negative N is equal to 1 over M power positive N. Or Y to power negative T is equal to 1 divided by Y to power positive T. Excellent. Now let us look at this rule in details. Given 5 to power negative 3 divided by 2 to power 5. This is a fraction, whereby this is the numerator, division line, and the denominator. Our numerator here is a negative index, and our denominator here is a positive index. If we do not want to write 5 to power a negative index, we can change it to a positive index, and that is only when we move it from this position as a numerator down to a denominator. But then this sign of this index has to change the sign to the opposite sign. As you can see now here, it is a negative sign. If you want to write it down this division line, then it changes to a positive index. That will be 1 divided by, because there's no more anything there as a numerator, that will be 1 divided by 2 to power 5 times 5 to power positive 3. Whenever you bring down the numerator down this division line, the sign of index of that numerator changes the sign. If it is negative, it changes to a positive. If it is positive, it changes to a negative. And only if it crosses this division line. Same applies to this denominator, 2 to power 5. If you do not want to write 2 to power positive 5 and you want to change it to negative, just bring it up here and then you write 2 to power negative 5. Having said all that, let us write this one in different forms and we'll get the same answer because we'll prove it on a calculator. This 5 to power negative 3 divided by 2 to power 5 can be written as 2 to power negative 5 divided by 5 cubed, or can be written as 5 to power negative 3 times 2 to power negative 5, or as 1 divided by 5 cubed times 2 to power 5. Note that we wrote 2 to power negative 5 because it crossed the division line and it was 2 to power positive 5. So the sign changed to a negative sign. We wrote 5 cubed here because it crossed the division line and it was 5 to power negative 3. 5 to power negative 3 divided by 2 to power positive 5, it's the same as 2 to power negative 5 divided by 5 cubed. And here we wrote 5 to power negative 3 times 2 to power negative 5 because this 2 to power negative 5, which was 2 to power positive 5, and it crossed this division line. And here our denominator is just 1. Everything has been moved to the top. And here we wrote 1 divided by 5 cubed times 2 to power 5 because this 5 to power negative 3 has moved down the division line, joining 2 to power 5, leaving only 1 on top. 5 cubed times 2 to power 5. Just take note that when a numerator crosses the division line, its index changes the sign. If a denominator crosses a line and becomes a numerator, the sign of its index changes the sign. Let us prove this on a calculator. 5 to power negative 3 divided by 2 to power 5. The answer is 0.00025. What about 2 to power negative 5 divided by 5 cubed? The answer is 0.00025, and it's the same as the previous one. What about 5 to power negative 3 times 2 to power negative 5? The answer is 0.00025. Excellent. What about 1 divided by, let's just put this one in bracket, 5 cubed times 2 to power 5? The answer is, wow, 0.00025. We have proven this rule. We have come to the end of our lesson. Please like, subscribe and share the video.